Leona's roam, and the roaming timing is better when you can push the lane, right? Yeah. And yeah, top side is Hecarim versus Wukong, by the way.
It feels like if we were, you know, 5 or 6 patches back, this would be like a bot game or something, you know, like auto pick champions, because definitely not a couple of champions that you would have expected, but you notice that they saw the Wukong and they picked the Hecarim into it, so this must be something that Khan is comfortable in this matchup with. And Yagao just gonna round out the composition with not the Syndra, but actually the Corki, which again is a little bit of better scaling, and he's going up against a relatively passive laner in the Karma, so might just pick up the call and sit back and farm it out there for the side of JDG.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely picked it for the late games. Like, you have Sivir and Corki. How can you think about that? Like, oh yeah, we are picking Sivir and Corki, but we play for early game.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, you know.
The attack move composition with the Wukong Sett engage, and Sivir's just there for the movement speed.
So I mean, I think JDG is gonna just try to help Wukong on the top side for the early game, and they are willing to just farm in the mid lane and bot lane. And I really think FPX is just snowball so hard in the game 2 compared to game 1.
They have to get off on a similar foot to the way that JDG did in game number 1 to get ahead of this one, as we are going to hop onto the rift for game number 2 of FPX up against JDG. Here we go, game number 2 of the first semifinals. Looking forward to the second one as well. We have Gen G up against Top eSports later on today after this best of 5 is complete, so hopefully you guys do stick around for that as well. But first we do have to finish up this one.
So yeah, my question is Lwx picked up Scorch as well? Because he picked up Hill. He changed.
He learned.
Yeah, he learned. And also, LvMao is still sticking into that phase rush set, and I really love that, by the way. Oh,
Gathering Storm.
Gathering Storm.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody has picked up
Scorch
in this game.
Yeah, I think that is his lost pride. Like, that you have to save. Because you can accept that Hill was better.
Yes.
But like, he's like, nah, but really, seriously, Scorch? No.
Yeah, no Scorch.
There's no way I'm going for the Gathering Storm. But anyways, Tian got enemy red buff, invading freely into the enemy jungle, and he's already having fun time compared to Kanavi. And I feel like Kanavi doesn't know about it, or is he gonna invade enemy red side as well?
It's a good question. I mean, there's really no warding or any kind of information. I mean, the only thing would be maybe Zoom sees the angle that Khan is coming into the top lane from.
Oh, and it looks like Kanavi is just going for his red, and Olaf already got the Raptors at 2, by the way. Oh, he changed.
But he's on Vision. I mean, that's a really new ward, too. So Tian is just going to see him here. Might be spotted. That's a weird positioning from Crisp. Okay, we got the 1v1 going on here. Kanavi up a level, but it's up against an Olaf, so he doesn't really want to take that fight. First blood onto Leona.
No flash of Tian.
Down there. Tian.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, he's going to get healed up. This is a disaster for JDG now, as the Q from Doinb is going to sail wide, and that is another early lead. Except this time it's for FPX.
That was just complete out-jungled by Tian, by the way. He just invaded enemy topside jungle and just came back to his red jungle with the vision control that maybe it's from Doinb, I suppose, because he got the lane prior to, and that was pretty new ward too. So it was pretty much from Doinb, the vision control, and everything was just perfect, and Chris was ready for the skirmishes in the tribush as well.
Yeah. So we're just going to take a look at the replay. Tian saw him coming, and they win for the fight down here on the bottom side as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's Lwx Varus versus Sivir, by the way.
You see that dodge by Crisp?
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
And also, I mean, yeah, that was clean flash and heal by Lwx as well. I mean, it's still not done yet. It's 2v2 randomly.
Okay, Tian's getting
double
in there.
Buff.
He's got double buff, and he's going to work on the Yagao. He's just going to smite him down.
Man.
And the triumph comes in. 4-0 at 4 minutes. FPX are angry after game number 1, and now they have full control of this game.
If it's a Scream, if it's a Scream game, you can just pause and ask for
next.
a remake or go next.
Yeah.
You know, it is actually happening pretty often. And right now it feels like it is that kind of game right now. I mean, it is true that they have all the game comp, but Karma Doinb is just diving top with TP.
Yeah, just going to lock him down, take all the turret aggro as the Ignite is going to pick up the kill and hand it over to Khan in the top side. We're going to have 2 stomps in a row, it looks like here, guys. Except not for the same team.
Yeah, I mean, this is the reason why I predicted FPX to win it 3-0 cleanly.
Yeah?
But, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the game 1 Kanavi Nidalee happened. But anyways, this is why FPX is like considered as world best team. Like, even though like they couldn't made it out in LPL spring split, but still they have new card Khan, and yeah, that was just clean Karma and Olaf synergy between Doinb and Tian. And I don't think you really want to fight, especially in fight, with that Conqueror double buff.
No, you
Olaf.
don't. A guy who also picked up the 1 kill from earlier, and then just another clean dive up here.
Yeah.
Karma, you may not always think of her as the best diving champion, but actually if you can leash someone down, sometimes it's hard to flash away from that ability from the Karma.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at this point, I can understand why a lot of LPL fans said that. Oh, by the way, it's all in.
Yeah, level 6 to level 5. He's going to get the double knockup, but it's not really going to do all too much. Rotation now down to the bottom side. FPX, I mean, there's no questioning it. They know exactly what to do from ahead.
Yeah.
And they're showing it to us right now.
That's a disaster. You are really losing like potential 3 waves and plates too. And you're playing against Lwx Varus. And if they actually lose this game, then a lot of people are going to ask about it. Hey guys, why didn't you ban Varus?
Yeah.
For what reason? And anyways, I'm going to keep talking about it. Like, LPL team, a lot of LPL teams said that DRX is kind of LPL style kind of team.
Yeah.
And I can see the reason why it is true, because they really like to be one-sided, you know? Either you win it one-sidedly or they lose one side.
Yeah. This way a lot of their games did go.
Yeah. As
the aggression never stops. I mean, this isn't the end. By the way, a second troll ward is going to be put down here by LvMao.
Yeah.
We'll see if they check the brush again. Yes, they will. I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out as the pings do come out to alert that to them. The bottom lane kind of in shambles here for the Sivir, and also the jungle very far behind. 0 and 2 is Kanavi.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think Yagao is gonna exist in game until 20 minutes, while Doinb is just roaming top 24/7. But nothing is happening.
Yeah, that was the timing was a little bit off there. There were only 2 minions by the, when Doinb did hit the lane. So
yeah, but still, I don't think Yagao is gonna exist in this game until like 20 minutes. He has Tier into Cole and into Triforce as well, by the way. So they really need a lot of time, and especially when you're playing Graves jungle, you also want to farm too. So I think JDG's strategy is just like farm, farm, farm. Loken got the call as well, by the way, so...
Yeah,
they really want to farm it up, man.
They're just hanging on to the lifeboat, you know? It's really windy weather, there's waves all over the place, a tsunami is hitting, and they're just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
That's really all they can do at this point.
I guess like JDG is having some break after the game 1, you know. They had kind of rapid game by themselves, and guys, it was pretty fast in game 1, so maybe you can just chill out for now.
Yeah.
Drink some wine.
Drink some wine?
And get some biscuits with coal.
Biscuits? Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. There are not many biscuits in Korea, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Why haven't you guys gotten on the biscuit hype train?
And there's another biscuit.
Well, he is going to be able to get away with this flash, as that's kind of a hard gank to pull off, but actually it does amount to getting a very important summoner. So nicely done there by Khan. That's one of the strengths of the Hecarim. Ability to roam a little bit from whatever lane he's in.
And yeah, I think FPX is gonna have fun time until 3rd Drake. And it's gonna be Cloud or Mountain Drake, so maybe it's fine for JDG at least. But what about the gold difference? Right now it's slowly increasing and stacking up.
Yeah, it was 2,000 about a minute ago, now it's 3,000.
Yeah.
And, well, here we go again.
Botar is gone. Khan is moving. Doinb was just moving already, like dancing all around the war. I mean, this is just way too clean a rotation by FPX, and I don't think JDG can ever do something into them.
Khan?
Maybe? Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
I mean, he's waking up. It's
probably
okay.
don't want to face check that brush. Yeah, he is the Hecarim with the ultimate, but still. He could have been locked down.
And yeah, it seems like easy 2nd Drake for FPX, and oh, I mean, JDG is kind of stacking up onto the top lane. Yes, they are definitely just giving up Drake for free.
Oh, that's a huge amount of damage to come out there. He just lands the leash into the chains of corruption.
He's not backing out, by the way.
Yeah, he's not going to be doing me here in a bit of trouble with the Ignite coming down, but the last auto from Lwx. He's going to pick up 2 now in the mid lane. Get that push going. Will be, by the way, a Mountain Soul. So it's not quite that feeling of FPX from the last game where they thought maybe they could sit back against Cloud Soul. They're going up against a legitimate Soul here. And they've got a pretty fed Varus to boot. So not to mention the rest of the team. And so they must be feeling pretty happy about their current situation in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, JDG needs like extra 25 minutes to farm. Just farm, you know. Nothing happens, but Yagao lost his flash before, so he cannot escape this one. And I was like, what? Doinb is still going in? Yeah, I mean, he got punished, but still, Lwx managed to get the kill with the last auto attack. So this is just still so much better for FPX. And yeah, another one-sided game.
Yeah, that's the way it's going right now. We'll have to see. You know, it's not quite as one-sided as the last game, even though it is very one-sided so far. And all the control is in the hands of FPX. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, maybe they can get some kind of crazy Wukong engage or something like that. They still do have the better scaling comp with the Corki, Sivir, and even the Graves.
Oh, yeah.
And so if they can just hold on, maybe snatch away one of those Mountain Drakes along the way. We saw that yesterday and even the day before, where a couple of comebacks were able to take place.
Oh yeah, and also the people who watched for MSC all day, then I mean you might agree that late game teamfight come is not bad.
Oh, Zoom. Well, he's going to engage the fight and bait them in. But who's baiting who here, really? Chris in a little bit of trouble, but he is just going to flash away. That's 2 kills now. And I think we're going to see a whole lot more as down will go Yagao, as well as Khan doing it for his team. Bunch of squishy members, but now they're going to send in Tian first to get that turret aggro. No chance for Kanavi to get away. That is 4 kills to 1 in favor of FPX.
It feels like over again, because, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, they only know about the one-sided game. And I was gonna talk about how aggressive they are. And I really don't think it was the timing for JDG to pop off, because I do believe that Corki has no items.
Yeah.
I mean, they have package, but you know, Varus has almost 2 items while Sivir, your team's Sivir is having fun with the Caulfield Warhammer.
Yeah.
2 items, by the way.
Look at their items.
I mean, look!
Look at their items.
Warhammer!
By the way, Sett died again. Kind of go without mentioning.
Okay, I mean, yesterday LvMao's Sett was like shining, but this time around he's not shining at all. And Crisp is actually doing so much better job than last game. And
look at Khan.
Yeah, I mean, he's just running.
He's running it down mid in the good way, as a Hecarim, not the int way. We're gonna take another turret, and yeah, I mean, there's really, again, we find ourselves in the situation, Wadid, where there's not much more we can remark on in terms of strategy in this game. You know, we mentioned that yes, JDG do have a nice scaling composition, but is it realistic that they come back from down 7,000 here at 15 minutes into the game? Generally not against pro teams.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanna share my experience. You know, like,
sure,
I was always talking about, oh man, if I'm like doing casting or commentating the game, then I would be so mad and really hard to be positive and talking about this kind of one-sided game, you know. And it is actually really hard because there is nothing to say. The game is over, you know, in theory. And I think the players should, the players that they're playing the game right now, they actually know that the game is kind of over. So they're being like, okay, guys, let's just farm until like 40 minutes, and maybe we can have some miracle team fights. That's actually the communication that you are doing, by the way, when you are this kind behind. So
it's just they should have waited before forcing that fight up in the top side.
At least 1 item. At least one item. I just want to don't fight with the Warhammer Sivir with the call. It's not stacked at all, by the way.
Sivir.
Yeah, Warhammer Sivir versus Yomu's Blade with the I mean, just 2 cores.
And when it comes to inhibitor strategy, in the LCK a lot of the time we say you might not want to take the inhibitor because you don't want to give them the extra farm down on the bottom side, but the LPL teams do not.
They don't care.
They don't subscribe to that theory of thought. They're like, no, we're just going to push it down, and we're just going to continue attacking you. We're not scaling. I mean, we are attacking you.
You know what? Like, that's one of the my favorite part of LPL teams, because normally when you are LCK team, then you pick for late game team comp. Yeah, you have late game team composition, then you don't fight and farm for late. When you get the item, you fight. But LPL teams, even though it's, I mean, it developed and created for late game, but they still fight, you know?
Yeah.
They are really, really aggressive, and aggressive in a smart way. So you cannot expect them to be like, okay, they have late game comp, so they're just gonna farm until like 40 minutes. But it's not happening when you are watching LPL team's game.
Khan is doing it again with multiple members nearby. Doesn't seem to care. He's a fast horsey. And now we have package Corki up here. There's 4 members of FPX up to the top side. They're going to force that package early. And look to push here. And yeah, that's nobody on the side of JDG is really coming up here and saying, oh yeah, we're going to take a fight. It's just Yagao desperately trying to farm up to his Trinity Force.
Yeah, I mean, there is maybe one question that FPX with Nashor, because they are not that Nashor killers, Nashor hunters, I would say. So.
Oh, they're going in for this one. Gonna get suplexed behind, but Crisp is incredibly tanky now. Look at him, he doesn't take damage. Finally, just a little bit there on the edge, but oh, that's a nice little shield.
Little shield, yeah?
Yeah. Re-engage here from the Wukong. Doinb a little bit low. As Tian also is going to take a little poke on his way out. But they do pick up the 1 kill onto the Graves, who's 1 in 5. Kanavi's performance this game, quite the opposite compared to game 1.
And everything is just going so well for FPX, and I don't think they need to get Nashor at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
they can just end without the Nashor buff, the Baron buff, so
they don't necessarily need to risk it.
Yeah,
it will depend on the scenario. If they find JDG in a bad spot and they kill like 3 or 4 of them, they're probably just going to go for the end.
Yep.
If it's close, you know, if they're like 1 ahead or 0, they might go for it. By the way, still a nice amount of poke in this composition with the Karma and the Varus. And even the Olaf throwing a couple of undertows in there. Khan in a awkward spot here. The Wukong actually does a nice amount of damage as Kanavi. We've seen a couple of sad Graveses in this series today. Just getting poked out by the Varus once again in game 2.
That was nice.
Okay, that's a Sett underneath the turret as he's locked down for what seems like ages. The flash forward. Doinb's a little bit excited. You know, I saw that the coach gave him his coffee in between the games, so he has certainly woken up. And he might be waking up with some big stacks as well. We do have the Magias here bought for the Karma. It does make sense in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, everything is just set it up. And that was pretty aggressive moment by Chris as well. And also when you're playing against Sivir, it's really like kind of simple but really hard at the same time to just stack up some skills so that just make the shield useless. And that's what they did against Loken. And I mean, he didn't die yet, but anyways, they are keep pushing. They're getting every objective that they can get. The turrets, kills, just everything is smiling for FPX side.
Yeah. And happy faces here.
Yeah.
And now 7 seconds until Mountain Drake, Mountain Soul. They can easily move down and take this one. I want to see how JDG respond to this. You see a lot of pings, assist pings on the Baron.
I think they're just worrying about them going Nashor, because I think there is no chance for JDG to try Nashor because they have no damage. And especially when you're playing IE, I mean crit AD carry, then you can do Nashor pretty decent after you get IE, Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I don't think this Sivir is gonna have IE the end of this game.
Hey, he's pretty close.
I mean, pretty close, but I think
he's on his way.
They can just end the game before.
Yeah, we'll see how FPX do want to go for this one. With the Mountain Soul, it will be quite difficult to do much up against this team because it's not just the item difference, it's the level difference. The one person on the side of JDG who's doing a good job in levels, though, is actually Yagao, who's level 14.
Yeah.
Has been just straight up farming the entire game. As you did mention, that's kind of the strategy here for JDG's composition.
Now he's at least a champion. He is existing.
They're going for it, by the way. Here comes the package through the entire lineup. Lwx is going to get burst down. LvMao in the back line does so much damage. And with Zoom following it up, that is 3 kills now for JDG against a team that was so far ahead of them with Mountain Soul. The engage was just too good for JDG.
And Loken is definitely getting his IE after this.
Oh, yeah.
And also that was insane, incredible engage by Yagao and follow up by LvMao.
Absolutely. The mechanical plays there from JDG as in goes Khan. That's going to be one, make it two. He's still full health. Although there's still a heavy amount of damage left available here. Yagao is going to look to punish as he flashes forward. Will the tick damage do it? Absolutely not against that corrupting pot. And so, at the end of the day, yes, they get the 3 kills, but then they lose 2 of their own. And I think FPX can kind of just reset from here, but take a look at this beautiful engage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was thought from LvMao that it pulls Varus into them, and he tried to flash out, but got pulled back by Yagao at the same time. And fortunately for FPX, they had one good Hecarim on the top side, so
yeah,
they blocked the Nashor. I mean, if they lost Nashor, I would definitely think that JDG can stall out until like at least 35 minutes. But right now, Nashor is still up and Hecarim is fed. I mean, everyone is still fed. Maybe the magic stacks are gone, but
I think for the ult there is a little bit much. Kanavi on the Graves is going to be very hard to lock down.
Yep. I mean, he's not fed this game, so it's fine. But the problem is, what if the time goes on? What if they can stall out until 40 minutes? Then you have Sivir, and you have Corki in the late game, and Graves in the mix, and you have such a great engage pool, which is LvMao, and Zoom is tipping back. So I think everything for JDG right now is all about the late game, and they already had successful time in the mid lane team fight, so I don't think they are worried about too much compared to before, but still there is so many tasks that JDG needs to come over, and definitely FPX is still ahead, and if they can get this mid inhib turret and get 2 inhibs, potentially 3 inhibs, but
oh, Kanavi in the front. He's gonna survive actually. The Olaf not able to quite die, but the Hecarim can do better than you, Olaf. He's gonna get the 1.
He died
actually
though.
Does get burst down. They're going too deep. The turret's still alive here. FPX, we would have thought that maybe after that last engage they would have learned a little bit. I mean, they're still ahead, but
yeah,
you got to be careful about just straight diving turrets after losing a team fight and items being picked up. As you mentioned, the IE was available there for Loken, so they are going to be able to group up, pick up the inhibitor. We got a minute 30. Oh, they didn't get the inhibitor. What?
Okay.
Okay, that's
interesting.
I think in this case, with the Elder coming up in a minute 30, you want to take that down.
For sure.
But they just got a little bit too pressured to back away.
And also at this point, I think they are really thankful for the Mountain Drake Soul. And then look at here. I mean, I thought they kited out this engage really well by JDG, but Khan was pushing topside, right? He was like right into the face while Sivir is just getting melted by Varus damage, and that was great flank by him as well.
Yeah. I understand the thought process of FPX with the Mountain Drake. You want to, because you're going up against a Sivir and Corki Graves. I mean, they have really excellent wave clear. So when you don't have the Baron Nashor, it's difficult to just straight up push waves into the enemy turret. So they say, hey, maybe we can dive into that weak backline and then push the turret. But it didn't quite pan out as they would have hoped.
Yeah, they're playing against Sivir, so you must play on 2 lanes at least, you know? That's the just theory to, I mean, textbook to play against Sivir, right? How to play against Sivir. And they kind of did well, it seemed like, but I think the point that JDG can actually stall out is because of Yagao's Corki. When you see the team fight, he's always just melting the front line really easily, and he already got the 3 items. So I don't think like FPX is that far ahead anymore, because I'm not sure about the 5v5 at this point.
Yeah, we figured that the Mountain Drake would help a lot, and you see that there are a bunch of resistances picked up on pretty much every member of FPX, but the damage, the pure damage that JDG's composition has is still difficult to deal with, even if you do have that Mountain Soul.
Okay.
Although the
Yagao
poke is coming
out.
down, that is a very valuable stopwatch, let me tell you. As Yagao is going to go through them with the package, but he is going to go down as the Elder gets taken by the Olaf at the same time. But look at Loken, he's still alive on the back line. They're doing that damage, and Zoom with full health is actually winning against Elder here, as it is 4 versus 3. At the end of the day, this game is really crazy. It's so back and forth now, but the Elder buff was picked up by FPX. They can't seem to push with only 3 members at this point, though.
Yeah. I mean, if JDG got the Elder Drake, then that was a complete disaster, but it was really great engage and great stopwatch at the same time, but he already lost the HP, so all the things were looking great for FPX side, but luckily Loken got enough items to deal a damage on their front line, and during the team fight he was keep kiting with the Yagao. I mean, Yagao just died instantly after he uses the stopwatch, but still, you know, it's all about mid and AD carry those damage dealers, you know. One of the damage dealers is alive, then successful. It's fine. You can still have the damage. So I think it's all about the Corki Sivir. The timing has come. It's 30 minutes. Elder buff with the Nashor buff with the Dragon Soul, and if they get this, they should able to end this game before next Nashor buff, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what you would imagine. And you can see that JDG, they're not really concerned with this here, as they're just going to send Zoom bot. Have him push down the turret a little bit. TP did come in from Khan, so he actually did use that. I was thinking maybe he was going to save it for an engage.
Yeah. Because,
I mean, you got TP Righteous Glory Hecarim, right? You're going to look for the insane TP engage plays, but instead he just goes up to the top side with the Baron buff and is going for the push. He's going to
look at the wave clear.
Attention.
So the wave clear is real, so they really need to play on at least 2 waves, but they look like really afraid to take 5v5 at this point, because it's open in it, right? You don't need to bring waves, so if you are ahead, you just go in and, hey bros, you guys really want to fight 5v5? No, we are far ahead, so just back out, give us free inhib. But right now, even though there is no inhib turret, FPX is kind of afraid to hit this inhib.
Yeah, finally they're going to move up because both Yagao...
It's easier with
Kanavi,
the waves.
Yeah, the waves come in, and they all rotated up top side. So they're just going to give away these 2 inhibitors here.
They just gave up, by the way.
Yeah, 2
after those timing, I thought it was really great defense. So if they lose this top inhib as well, then I don't think this is great news for them.
Oh boy, LvMao, see you later. It's going to be locked down by the Chains of Corruption straight up there, as the 3rd inhibitor is going to go down. And FPX with the Baron buff, it's still 1:18. They're going to push in, but Zoom is going for the 4v5 engage. Into the back line here is Khan. Just getting so much attention onto himself, and he is going to go down. As, yes, so will Zoom, but Yagao and Loken still available here, even Kanavi. Can they do anything to stop this push, though, is the real question, as Kanavi is going to be hunted down.
Right is glory.
Down will go the Nexus turret, but in goes Yagao. They're not able to take down the Nexus just yet, but they're on top of Yagao, and they finally will take him out, and now it's only Loken. But LvMao does come back, but it doesn't matter, as Loken is just going to be burst down here. This game should be FPX's. As you can see, LvMao desperate, very desperate to do whatever he can from this point in time, but the Nexus will go down. Game number 2 will go the way of FPX in 33 minutes. And we do have a tie series here, 1-1 in this best of 5.
Yep, that was just a game to describe FPX itself. They just know how to use their mid lane to just dive top lane and I mean, their ball lane was also playing so much better than last game. I mean, they were playing against Varus as a Varus, but this time around it was Sivir, which is not considering as like great AD carry, even though it got buffed. It was kind of first time it showed up in the competitive league, right? So I don't think that was a lot of draft issues, but still, you know, as I said, it's really hard to get the balanced mid AD champions, because you have to think about the early game and mid game, late game. But it was way too much for the late game potential, in my opinion. So it's like I think they were just thinking too much about the draft and just gave up Varus for free. And why did you ban Varus?
Why didn't you ban Varus? That's a lot of games can be described that way. Although we did have a lot of Varus bans in the past couple of days. So I think we should say after this game, I hope that we will not see any more Varus, even though we said that after game 1 that we